All right, what was
Let's
your
look.
recommendation?
I normally I like the music a little bit because of the themes, but I normally took mine about 10 to 15%. But I was actually going to go through the um, system setup is what, and I use what Wags uses for his graphics setting.
Okay, so go into settings and then
The first tab should be
system.
graphic tabs.
Okay,
Yeah, system.
all right. Oh, you have to refresh, Tarb. Yeah, refresh the screen and it'll come back with a new title, I believe.
So you can set the textures to high and the terrain textures as well. Civilian traffic, you can turn it on if you want. It saves a couple of frames if you turn it off, but I've never noticed any big difference in terms of frames. Um, since you're not in VR yet, you can turn the water to high, I guess, and the visibility range to ultra or high, depending. Or what would you recommend, Yuki?
Those are my settings
Yeah.
in here.
Heat blur.
That I put that as low.
Yeah, it looks a little bit more realistic on low instead of high in my likings.
Okay,
But yeah.
and then
Sh Shadows is the biggest frame eater of them all. So for VR to use it properly, I had to turn it down to flat, I believe.
okay.
Because once you set it to low, I believe the cockpit renders three-dimensional shadows, and those cost a couple of frames. But since you're on a 2D monitor, you can turn them up to medium, I believe.
What do you think, Yuki?
I
Medium.
don't know what your system is, but I keep mine on high and mine
Or
still runs very smooth.
yeah, it should be good.
Let me give you a little quick breakdown. I've got an i7 8086 processor and a 1080 Ti, 32 gigs of RAM.
Oh yeah, you're good with high then.
Yeah, I'm running a 7700 and a 1080 GTX, so
Okay.
if I'm getting perfectly fine. You'll be more than happy with those
Okay.
settings. But like the ones I posted should be those are identical to what they use for the testing purposes, so it helps maintain a lot of other things.
I'm gonna go. Should I go to 2K resolution or should I go to 1920 by 1080? I got a
I'd
2K
recommend
monitor,
They
2K.
do 2K. I do 1080 because that's my max, obviously.
so I'll do 2560 by 1440.
Yep, sounds good.
Aspect ratio 16 by 9. One
Yeah,
screen.
that's set by. Yep. And the resolution of the cockpit displays, you can set them to 512. That should be enough.
512 every frame or just 512?
I set mine
Just
to
512.
512.
Okay. MSAA.
That's a big frame eater as well.
I put mine at 4x
All right, we'll try that. Depth of field.
off.
Okay. Lens effect. Motion blur SSAA.
Um, lens effect. I believe I have mine turned off, but I can't remember right now. Motion blur I have off as well, and the SSAO I believe it is, or is it SSAA? I don't.
Yeah,
I think I turned
SSAA.
it off, but you can
Um,
turn it on, I
the
believe.
the gamma one though on the very end is personal preference, completely personal preference. I
Okay.
like mine a little bit brighter. Some people like theirs a little bit darker, so some people put like a 1.4, 1.2, something like that. I have mine at 2.5.
I'll try 2.2 for now. Anxiotropic. Okay, so clutter, trees, 50%.
Oh, I cranked mine up all the way.
Okay. Preferred radius. Or preload radius, I mean.
As I
That's the
pushed mine
objects
out as far. Yeah.
Yeah, like there was a discussion somewhere if you're on multiplayer a lot that it turns up the loading times on multiplayer by a big number, but since you're not in multiplayer right now, you can leave it at what it is set right now, I
Okay.
believe.
Tina says also disable AA in the game and use my NVIDIA control panel. Should I do that? NVIDIA control panel.
I think you get a little bit of better performance through that, but I would just test it out how it is right now and then see from there.
Yeah, I haven't configured my NVIDIA performance anything. I've only done all my preferences through the sim itself.
Okay. I'll play around with some different settings.
You really want to check the rain droplets?
Checked. All right, what about the anesiotropic 16? Anything else here I should change?
No, that's good.
All right, so rain droplets.
If you want to use the rain droplets and everything, you're fine. I do the disable arrow interface just to kind of.
Okay.
I feel like it personally makes it a little smoother for me.
All right, VSync.
It's your preference.
All right.
Does your monitor have FreeSync or G-Sync?
G-Sync.
Yeah, then you're good. You don't need V-Sync, I believe.
Okay. And then, of course, as Fuzzy Bear was saying, I can try these presets, these low, medium, high VR at some point. All right. Are we good there then?
Well, the next thing you're going to need to go over is your controls and make sure your axes are bound correctly.
I'm just going to hit OK first, so in case it bombs out, I want to remember all that setting. Oh!
Yeah.
It's going in, but I can change it once I get in there.
It just resets. That's all it does. It's just resetting with your proper settings.
Oh, okay.
Because you changed the resolution.
Yeah. There we go. Fit to screen. Okay, so back into settings. All right, controls.
What I usually do when setting up controls is that I load into the sim and the plane I want to set up, and then set it up while I'm in the sim. But that's just my personal preference, because you can check what you just set and see how it does in the sim.
Well, I was just more or less for the axes commands. After that, once you get the basic axes down, going through all the keyboard bindings and things, that's when you do it in the sim because it makes it easier. But the axes ones can screw you up because you could be sitting there, forgetting something like the rudder pedals are assigned to the thrust, and all of a sudden you do something and it just absolutely goes wonky. So that's why I always just do the axes commands first.
So under the systems it says general, and there's a drop down menu, and you want to go to the drop down menu and then select the plane you want to set up. In your case it would be is it TF51 in game or the T51?
T51 real, I believe.
Yeah. No, the one left of it.
I think you're a bit on delay, maybe.
Yeah, we're a little bit on delay.
All right, so I've got T51D real access commands. Oh, there's the RZ. Okay, yep.
So this way, if you move your axes, you can see which are double bound. And
see, there you go. The right there, the pitch and roll is controlled by the rudder pedals right there. Obviously, that we don't want that.
Okay, so all right, so throttle looks like looks good, but I need throttle should not be on the MFG crosswind.
So you click on the throttle on the MFG crosswind table, and then you click clear on one of the buttons.
Okay.
Below.
All right, and then my prop lever, what I call my prop lever, but my left, not my main throttle, but my left throttle. What should I bind that to? It does say engine RPM setting right now. Should I clear that?
I don't know how the crosswinds are.
Well, I'm just talking about the HOTAS, the throttle quadrant. So I'm not doing the crosswinds yet, but you can download an already preset for the Warthog HOTAS. Ooh. That might be kind of handy, huh? So just for my benefit though, is the engine RPM setting? Do I need to set that here? Because that's the, like I say, that's the outer, not the main throttle on my Warthog.
You should be okay.
Okay.
It's really just kind of a personal thing. I like my internal to be my. I kind of keep mine together, so so I can work them together at the same time.
Okay, so I'm gonna clear out these rudder pedals as you were saying. So that one's gonna go clear, and then this one's pitch is correct there, but I need to clear out the crosswind pitch. Oh, that's nice. I can bring that over. Okay. All right. And now I'll do rudder pedals. So there's the crosswind. Yeah. And then roll. What would roll be?
On your HOTAS, on the Warthog,
Stick.
the stick, the x-axis. Yeah.
All right, so that's not set up. So I need to clear the MFG there and set up the roll. So if I want to, I click add then for the roll.
You click axis assign, I guess.
You can double click it, or you can click axis assign.
All right. All right, cool. Oh, all right.
And then you just move the axis and it automatically detects it. Yeah, it's kind of a little bit weird for us because of the stream delay, but you got it going.
It's
good.
It's 1 or 2 seconds for most people, so I don't know if you want to, if you have
maybe
to.
I should just reload.
If you refresh, maybe, because it's. Some people can report what it is, but I'm getting. Some people are saying it's 2 or 3 seconds. Some people are saying 6 seconds. Fuzzy Bear, thank you for that. That's the HOTAS profile. So could I download that now and just click load profile, guys?
You should be able to. A lot of stuff isn't when it comes to that, because I believe you have to search for the. You have to search for.
I mean, you could just go from where you set it up so far, because if you load a profile that, for example, doesn't have the crosswinds, I believe you have to remap them anyways, but I'm no expert on that. I always map my HOTAS by myself. So.
Okay.
What I usually do, I start with the axes, and then, for example, on the Hornet, if there would be no preset for it, I just go. There's you can select a HOTAS in the control setup, and then you just go use what is mapped on the real HOTAS, and then just transfer that and add some extras and go from there.
Okay. Now, Radiag is saying that you can enable low latency under your advanced options when you're on the stream looking for under the settings. But you're abroad, so the latency probably is in play regardless.
Yeah, there's a whole ocean between us, so.
Yes, there and half the continent as well. Yeah.
True.
All right. So anything else in here or should I just hit OK?
I think for what you have now, you should be okay. I don't see you don't have the Hornet or anything, so the Hornet's a whole different story when it comes to some of their special. Oh, actually, the under special tab, head down to the T51 and make sure your auto rudder is off.
Okay, special tab. All right. It doesn't. Let's see. T51D auto rudder is off already.
Yeah, I turned takeoff assistance down too.
Oh, I might need that. Just kidding. All right, I saved the profile.
The customized cockpit is you can download mods that alter the cockpit textures, and you could like, for example, if you have a Russian plane and want a US cockpit, like US like English switchology and everything, you can select the cockpit mode there.
Okay.
Or, for example, flying the Mirage 2000, everything's in French.
Yep.
All right, I hit OK. And you're in Europe with 2.8 second latency? Oh, very nice. That's light speed. That is light speed.
I don't see a latency thing for mine. See a latency thing.
I think it's under advanced. Yeah, you click on the wheel on the stream on the lower right, and then you can choose low latency, or you can choose video stats, and the video stats will give you the latency. But you have to turn on the low latency.
Checked.
And then under video stats, what it's saying? What's it saying for?
It says 4.1 seconds.
Oh, okay. That's pretty good.
I think it's because I'm in a browser.
Yeah, that's what it's called, the cogwheel. Yeah. Your latency is 1.2 seconds in Norway. Woo! Hello, Norway. Okay, I'm back to the main screen. What now, Yuki Bender? Let's see. What do we do?
You could check either the training missions or the instant action if there's an instant action for the P-51.
It depends. If you want to go just kind of jump into it,
Training,
I would
baby.
recommend go to either training or go into instant action, or you can just go straight to multiplayer and go to one of the online things.
Training.
Oh, there's aerobatic server, which is completely a non-combat server. So
we got a subscribe. All right, so Monkey Power with the subscribe. Thank you, Monkey Power.
5 months, John.
5 months. Thank you, Monkey Power. So cockpit familiarization, or just hit start.
Yeah, if you hit start, it just sets you right in, and then there's. I never did the Mustang tutorial, so I'm not sure if they are voiced. Usually the training missions are voiced, so yes, probably Wax explaining.
It does have little indicators to tell you which of the things, so it does help.
We got a subscribe.
We do have a subscribe. During this loading of DCS, my video is going to have a little bit of. You can see my CPU's getting killed. A little bit.
I think my latency is 1.3 right now.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Tell me when you see my hand up with 5 digits.
Just did a minute ago.
A minute ago?
So it's 1.5 minutes delay.
He just went into the future.
Now you're showing the five fingers.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why the.
So it must be like the ingest server or the output server on your end. But anyway, okay.
Or it could be my ISP. Whatever.
Oh.
Welcome to the Cockpit Overview lesson. Today, we will take a detailed look at the Mustang cockpit. You can use mouse look mode to move your view around the cockpit. To turn mouse look mode on and off, press left Alt plus C.
Welcome to DCS.
Throughout this lesson, pressing the spacebar key will initiate the next consecutive step once instructions for the current one are complete.
Go through it.
Press the spacebar key when you are ready to
see what everything does.
How do I shut him off?
The cockpit is configured in a standard layout.
Oh, well, you're
with
in
the
the training
instrument panel positioned on the front dash, a center mounted.
That's why I said if you want to just kind of jump in, your best thing to go is through instant action.
Okay, instant action it is. I mean, that guy sounds like that would be fun to go through and just kind of learn a few things, but
you only have the caucus map, correct?
Yes, so far, yeah. This is my dabbly-do for the
Right, so you're gonna go cold start Comisk.
All right. Vegas Flyer, how you doing? All All right, he did say something that was very important, and that was mouse look. How do I want mouse look?
If I remember correctly, it's Alt-C should be the code.
Oh yeah.
Because I don't know. You're not using a track IR system or anything, are you?
Not yet. I have the hardware, but I haven't put it.
It's highly recommended for this. Highly recommended.
Yeah, but for streams, I got to be careful with that though, because if I tune into streams with someone doing track IR, I just don't like it for very long.
Yeah. It in DCS though, I actually, whenever I've done a stream or something, or I'm flying an X-plane, I actually turn mine off or just pause it. In DCS though, I have to use it regardless if I'm streaming.
Yeah, I never shut off my track IR DCS.
Do you stream?
And I never.
You stream DCS?
I tried streaming DCS in VR, but
I like that. I tried it. Yeah, no, I understand
the
that.
VR is a little jumpy.
I think the thing with me though is, if I'm gonna have the track IR going, I think that, and I'm gonna be streaming it, I think that I need to have a quick disable key. Therefore, when I'm in cruise and I'm just sitting there looking back and forth at the, like, say, the web camera or the chat or whatever, I want that track IR temporarily disabled.
Yeah, F9 is what I use for mine, which is the default. Or you, for in this case, you probably could map it to a button, but when you're using the more advanced jets like the Hornet and things like that, you won't have a single button free.
Yeah, you could map it to the enter button or anything. Like,
they have hotkeys for that tab. Yeah, Sir Scorpion, most DCS streamers use tab. Yeah, I think I have seen it used constantly, but again, as a viewer, I don't last long if they're going all over all the constantly. It's just too much motion. Occasionally, though, I can see how it could come into play.
Well, in a combat situation flying in this, you really do need it because you have to maintain that positive, positive identification.
And that's the other thing is, like, I've tuned into DCS streams and I've never seen combat. I've seen formation flying.
Well, believe me, if you go to 104th Mustang, he normally does it a lot. I think his name is Kami. That he's another one that does it a lot, and it's pretty fun.
All right, Yuki, what do I do here to get it going?
Give me 1 sec, pulling out my notes here.
So I gotta jump off and get some dinner ready, so I'll be back later.
Thanks, Bender, for your help.
Yeah, once you get the F-18 or the F-14, we can get down to the nitty-gritty of DCS.
I like the visuals so far. Thank you very much.
Sure.
Danke.
Until next time, guys. Bitte.
Tschüss.
Cheers.
Alright, we got battery down here. How do I get my cursor?
You gotta exit out of the mouse look.
Oh.
So if you're gonna do that, you probably want to switch it to a hotkey. If you're using the HOTAS for the Warthog, I would normally use that little button down near the bottom, or that on the top, where it's where your pinky or your index finger kind of hits. I think it was button 4 or button 5, some one of those buttons.
For to disable?
Yeah, to enable and disable it. That way you can just kind of click it on and off. Like, I'm using that button up top as my push to talk, so I don't over talk over button. Oh,
okay. So, sorry, one more time on the Warthog. Which would you bind to the mouse look on and off? Well, I wasn't sure which button you're referring to.
It's the index button that's at the very forward section on the top of the stick. So if you're looking at it, it's kind of like the most forward button up top.
Okay, I got the hat switch. I got the buttons that are behind. And then, actually, I can't bring up that diagram of that, but 5 sensors it? Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Woo! Okay.
It just helps for the getting everything started.
Yeah, I'm not sure what button you're referring to. Are you talking about on the throttle itself or on the base of the throttle unit?
No, on the stick, not the throttle.
Oh, on the stick, the top button. I've got the red as my transmit. So I could just pick something else to, or I can just hit Alt C, right, to go in and out of mouse look. Yeah, I'll just do that.
You can.
Right
it's just removing your hands can be kind of fun sometimes.
That's true. I'll probably bind it to a key later. All right. I wish I had X-plane camera controls. But it's just because of what I'm used to.
I just posted a picture of what I use for mine. That's the button I use. Just forward of it.
Oh, okay.
Whenever you're ready to start, we'll go through.
Oh, yeah, I see the picture there. Yeah, go ahead.
Alrighty, so the first one you're going to get to is you're going to go for the fuel shutoff valve, which is going to be in the middle section, just like on a Cessna. It's a red knob, should say fuel shutoff. Just look that up.
What would be? Would you go into mouse look for this part then, and then scroll it? Use like my mouse wheel.
I would use the mouse for it.
Okay, so mouse wheel, and then I see how I'm gonna have to disable. Okay, yeah, that's all right. So we got fuel booster. Is that what you said? Or no?
No, it's a little bit further down. It's in the center. It's in the center, right
Okay.
below the stick. Look just down a little.
Oh, yep, I see that. Okay. Fuel shutoff.
Yep, you want to flick that to on.
Okay.
And you want to make sure the main tank left-hand side is selected.
Okay, so main left tank is selected.
Yeah, normally it's auto-selected. So next you're going to go to the fuel booster, which is that little section with the two rockers on it. And you're going to flick
fuel. Yep, fuel booster on.
You're going to get your magnetos on.
Both? Okay.
Yep, both on. You can sense this kind of like a Cessna.
The only way I knew what those igniters or magnetos were is because it reminds me of the DC-3 a little bit.
So on your right hand side, just below the handle for your cockpit windows and everything, there is a bunch of switches down there. You're going to go ahead and turn your generators and batteries to the up position, which will turn.
Okay. I just put on the battery and the one next to it.
And then on your left hand side, above your rudder trim, there's going to be your radiator coolant and your your oil control. You want to make sure those are in the auto. They should automatically be in the up position, but
yep,
just
they're in automatic. Yep.
Then you're going to go to that primer button, which is in that same centerpiece, and you're going to hold it for about 3 to 4, maybe 5 seconds.
The primer button is...
It's in that
there we go.
Where you did the fuel booster.
I see a primer on or off.
Yeah, you just got to hold it up.
For how long?
3 to 5 seconds.
Oop. Okay. Did it twice accidentally, but...
And then you're going to pull that starter switch up.
Okay, guard up.
And you're going to hold that starter switch in, but when it starts spooling, you're going to hold that switch. You're going to have to hold that switch, and then you're going to have to... it's kind of weird. You might have to map it, but you're gonna have to hold that starter and the primer button at the same time.
Yeah, how would you do that?
So on my Warthog, what I do is I have my engine operation switches. They're toggles. So what I do is I have the fuel flow. So I select that as the starter, and then I have that one as the primer button. So that way you can reach over and turn the engine RPM up at the same time.
Okay, so my engine left and flow right on the top. How would I map those?
You push escape and go into adjust controls.
Okay, and while I'm doing that, I'm also going to turn you up a little bit because the engine noise, or the whatever the air conditioning noise, is taking you out a little bit. Turn you up just a little bit more. There we go. All right, and then T51. Okay, engine control panel, and then we're going to choose primer and
so if
starter.
you go to go to the search. If you go to the search bar at the very top, and then you can type it in the exact command.
I do have the primer already, so you set your primer to flow right. So
I set my primer to flow right, so it kind of correlates to the inside.
Okay, so joy button 17. All right, we'll hit that, and then starter. I'm going to have set to the engine left up top. Button 16. All right. All right, that's easy enough. All right, so what you're saying is I'm going to hold the starter for a bit, and then I need to put the primer on as well. But the starter
when the
first.
engine starts, when the propeller starts to spool, you'll hit that primer again for about 3 to 3 seconds, and that will that'll ignite the engine, which then you'll have to put set the mixture to run, which is, I'll show you where that.
All right, now the other thing too is, can I turn down the volume just a little bit here? Let's turn that down.
You should be able to.
Yeah, let's do that. Just because I'll enjoy the sounds later, but I want to be able to hear you. Okay, so starter hold. Okay, primer hold. And then primer off. No, that didn't work. And then you said the mixture. M for mixture?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Alright, that'll work. Ooh, I'm zoomed in. Oh, there we go. Wow. Thanks, Tab. We have engine start.
And then once that's done, you can you can turn the engine start release off.
Okay. And the primer stays on or off?
It should automatically go back down, but I normally just switch it off because it's a habit of mine.
Okay. All right.
Next, you're just going to go to the attitude indicator and uncage that, and then you're basically good to taxi at that point.
Okay, uncaged. Yeah, I am gonna have to bind something to that mouse look.
Yeah, that's why I'd like to use the track IR system.
Yeah, that would make that'll be something that I'll be going. Alright. Is there a way to quickly go to an outside view? To kind of watch it from the outside?
F2.
Oh. This looks great.
Wait till you see the fidelity in multiplayer where you're sitting next to somebody and flying next to them. You'll see them moving just like it was live and everything. It's amazing. This is a beautiful sim for for combat.
This is really cool looking. Alright, Shift F10 turns labels off. Okay. Shift F10. Alright, F1 gets me back inside. Okay. Sorry, gentlemen. I'm just going to turn the sound down just a little bit more. I know. I will show the. I will showcase the engine sounds soon, but I need to stop watching this. It's payday tomorrow, says Scotty B. Yeah. All right. Is there a parking brake release?
Actually, no. Your toe brakes. Well, there is a parking brake. It's that red lever that says pull in the center. It should be released though.
Okay.
So your toe brakes are what control a lot of it. It's kind of crazy to do it because you don't control it with the rudder tail wheel. It's kind of more like you control it with the brakes, if that makes sense. You got to be careful not to slam them. You'll slam it forward and get a prop strike.
I've done that before in X-Plane. Oh, there's no rubber banding on the multiplayer?
There's a little bit, but it's very limited when it comes to that stuff. Very limited.
There's a mod pack for the engine sounds tab? Oh, that's awesome. My rudders do work a little bit. Oh, this is cool. Control C for the canopy. Alright, if I want to... Oh, my brakes aren't set up. I have no brake access. That's bad.
Just throttle down. It should just slow down itself.
Yeah, I'm idling. So I got to go to adjust controls, access commands. I need brakes. Is it going to be wheel brake left and wheel brake right?
Yes. I don't know. I'm trying to remember if I had mine. I like to invert mine because that way when I'm flying and I start up the engine and because you have to apply a little bit more power sometimes on some of them. Like this one, you can't just start it at 0. You got to push the throttle a little bit forward to get that flow going. If you have it too high, you'll just dart forward. Does that make sense?
No. I just want to see if this brake works. Nope, it's not. I guess maybe it is. I'm going to go onto the grass, it looks like, but that's okay. We're just testing. That's interesting. Did I toggle a brake or something? Oh, there we go. It's almost like it's sensing brakes. Probably have to invert.
That's why I said I think you have to invert them in order to
I wasn't.
Because if you don't, it'll automatically set it to where they're engaged. That's why you have to turn. That's why you have to.
Well, that's what you were saying. I wasn't paying attention. So wheel brake left. Add modifier. Right. Alt plus enter to see what the current access is. So how do... Sorry, I didn't pay attention. How do I invert them?
It's under access tune.
So just hit invert. Okay.
Correct.
And then under here, hit invert. Was not a good student there. Oh yeah, now we got brakes. Okay, cool. Now I can do a proper taxi. Okay. It's amazing how loud that is in my head right now. I gotta adjust that again. Just for my lessons, I'm taking it all the way down. There's GUI volume. I don't know what helmet volume means, but hear
Do
like a
hear
helmet.
like you're in a helmet. Yeah, that it's like you would be wearing a helmet, so it does mute a lot of it.
Oh, okay. I'll come back to the sounds. Okay. Whoop. The clouds look a little 2D. I'm not gonna lie. A little static. A little too static.
Oh, wait till you get up in them.
Okay.
They are definitely not 2D.
Just the, for some reason it looks like a, maybe it's got a fisheye look to it.
Yeah. Make sure you pull your flaps up though.
All right, so I got to bind keys to that.
I believe it should be just F, but yeah, I bind mine to that far outside one.
That's too quiet.
Where it says flaps, it says up, maneuver, and down, just like on the.
Just like for X-Plane is what I do, yeah. All right, so that would be, let's see, that would be under, I can just do a search, huh? Flaps. All right, flaps HOTAS. Flaps down. Oh yeah, it is already set. Just by default. Cool. All right, so you're saying flaps up or flaps down? Memphis Bell End, yeah. I think I already did disable that. Takeoff assistance, yeah. Yeah. So sorry, go ahead. Were you saying flaps up?
Yeah, you gotta bring your flaps up. If you look down at your wings, they should be down right now.
Oh yeah.
There's like 6 different levels down there.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of them. Okay.
It's a little yellow lever down on the bottom section, just by where your mid thigh would be, and you should see it down there.
Oh yeah, I see it moving with my joystick binding. Cool, they're up.
There is another thing. Just make sure you set your trim a little bit, because it will have a tendency to veer.
Okay.
So I'm not exactly know how to explain like.
Oh, trim wheel's working on the HOTAS. Should I go yellow with yellow? Oh, that's cool.
I like to put mine a little bit forward so that way it raises the nose a little bit. And then I like to keep the rudder to a little bit to the right, or so that way, because
so there is
the right or left.
There is a scale. Is there a way to get down low to like look at it from a straight-on perspective, or is that not possible?
Unfortunately, there's so many different keys to it, but no, I would say no.
That's what I love about X-Plane. Sorry, there's going to be constant comparisons just because that's the world I come from, I guess. But
believe me, it's hard for me sometimes. I'm sitting there playing X-Plane and I'll hit F1. I'm like, why is it not changing?
Why is it not doing this? Okay, what about lights?
That's personal preference.
All right, we'll leave them off for now. Okay. He's talking about rudder trim as well.
Go ahead and set up your, go look down. You should have your carburetor control. It should be down where your flaps are at. You want to push that all the way forward.
Carburetor control.
And like I said, you want to put your rudder to about 6 degrees to the right for your trim, and your...
So trim forward up to like the 6-degree mark?
Yeah, just about that. You got to drag that.
Okay. And then the carburetor, it's not moving. Is it the yellow handle? Oh, it's the yellow handle. No? Yeah, it
No,
is.
that's the flaps.
Oh, that is the flaps. Is there an axis on this carburetor air control? Or not an axis, but is there a way to move it with the
Just
mouse?
push the keyboard command is left shift H, and
Left
that will
shift H.
that'll push it forward.
Oh, I was looking at the big thing here that's not even a handle. Okay.
No, that's a
Val
light,
dudes.
I
I
think.
know.
Or no, I don't know what that is exactly.
Val dudes, I
So
know. Can you believe it? I'm in DCS. It's like a, yeah, it's crazy. All right, so you were saying on the elevator trim 6 degrees or the rudder trim?
rudder trim 6, elevator
Oh.
is about 2 degrees.
All right, let's change the
2
elevator
degrees, I
back.
believe, nose forward. Yeah.
Okay, there's about 2. And then on the rudder trim, I totally missed that part. That's going to be here. Oh, I see what's going on. All right, so rudder trim is going forward to 6.
That's your aileron
slowly.
trim, not your. Yeah, there you go.
That delay kills you, huh?
It does. Because once you take off, you're gonna have to trim it a little bit more, based on your speed and everything like that. But
Oh, you know
this will
what?
help for your takeoff.
I can.
I would recommend taking that gray hat on your whatchamacallit on your stick, set that for your trim, and then the button below it. It's like a little switch, little button below it. You can use that. Do left and right for your rudder trim.
Oh,
and that
look at
should give
this.
you enough.
My aileron trim is already mapped to my HOTAS.
Yep.
And then my. Yep. Oh, perfect. So all I need to do is. Oh, and my guess what? The other hat switch is automatically bound. Yeehaw! Okay, so you're saying after takeoff, I'm gonna have to mess with a little bit of rudder trim, is what you're saying?
Yeah, you're gonna constantly be doing it though, because you're it's gonna change your speed, your altitude, your manifold pressures, everything like that. It's all sorts of different things because you have this giant prop that's gonna
Yeah.
be, and torque is gonna have.
Okay. Oh, thank you guys for your patience. Sorry, I'm new to this stuff. I do need to map that mouse look immediately. Okay. I'm gonna join you guys tonight, Val dudes. Yeah. I'm gonna get wrecked. Okay, so all right. Anything else? Oh, snack. I need to have a little bit
You
of cleanup
should be
soda.
pretty good. I would just watch out for that turn. So, if I remember correctly, you can. I think it's pull the stick up, and that should lock your tail wheel.
So should I have my canopy closed?
You can keep it open or closed. It really doesn't matter. I like to close it once you get up, but it helps for when you're trying to taxi and things like that.
What is it? Is it something C for canopy?
Normally I just roll the handle like because it's a scroll wheel.
Oh, it's a scroll wheel over here. Okay, I see what it is over here. Yeah. Oh wow. Oh, that's kind of fun. This is so weird to get used to. P factor. All right. Just mouse scroll wheel it.
Correct.
That's what he said. Wasn't listening. All right. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. See, I was using the joystick. Okay. The basics. The X-plane guy knows how to close the canopy. Oh. Okay. All right.
All right. So when you take off, you want to make sure the RPM is at 300, and then pull the stick back so it'll lock your tail wheel so you don't go flying in different directions. And then when you release the brakes, so you want to have your brakes on though, and then when you release the brakes, you want to throttle up to about 35 inches of manifold pressure.
Beyond the red. Or no, that's in the green. Yeah. Sorry, what were we saying about the RPMs again? So when I get up to...
So when you are ready to take off,
yeah,
you're going to push your RPMs up to increase your RPM up to 300, and then apply your brakes. So that way, when you pull your stick back, you're not going to go flying forward. Then when you apply the manifold pressure, which is going to be your throttle, you should gradually push it up until you reach 4,500 or 45 inches. And then, like I said, you should have enough rudder to actually be able to steer the aircraft without having to use a tail wheel.
Okay. I'm a little bit confused because do I have a separate RPM control?
It should be your left side of your stick.
Oh yeah, I do. Okay. And then you said up to 300, but RPM, it's not changing. The propeller RPM is not changing when I move it forward without... Oh, it's got to have some manifold pressure. But the propeller isn't changing. I'm used to the propeller changing the RPM, and it's not. It's weird.
Yeah, it's a little confusing.
So do I go full propeller now?
Like, increase your power so you get your RPMs up to about 3,000, and then that's when you release your brakes, and then you push it further.
But the propeller should be full for... Oh, I see what it's doing now. Okay. I see. Oh. Whoa, that was not a good takeoff. That was a bad takeoff. Oh, I just died. Okay, I gotta give...
You will. You definitely will. I
gotta give it credit. That explosion sound was pretty good.
It's definitely gonna take some learning curve to get.
And someone said, okay, go into the P-51 first. All right. What's a quick way to restart? Wake up.
And this one, just go to escape, quit, and then fly again.
Okay. Josh, wake up those feet, tell wheel pilot. Yeah, exactly.
Max reverse, max braking, deploy. Bit toasty, 5 Mike whiskey.
Bit toasty. Oh, gosh. All right. Okay, is there any way to have the plane started? Just so we don't have to go through that whole process again?
You can. You can go to the hot start, which is a different mission, or you can just click, I believe it's right home. Right Windows home. That'll do the auto start sequence.
Right Windows home.
Yep.
Okay,
if
so
you don't
window
have that,
key,
you might have to.
And then home. No, window key home didn't work.
Do you have a left and right Windows key on your keyboard?
I do. Oh no, I only have a left.
You'll have to go back and then remap it real quick. DCS is very particular about their key commands. There is actually a difference between left shift and right shift.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna do the instant action. I'm gonna do a hot start, right? Hot start from Batumi.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So now she's started. Okay. I need to map my joystick to do those outside view because I want to map something to F2 because I love.
In this one, all your controls are not the same for every aircraft. So you could have the F-18 mapped completely different from the P-51, which is nice. So you could actually have it specifically set up per aircraft.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. They just introduced that into X-Plane just recently. Well, in the last year. different profiles.
So a lot of times on the Thrustmaster HOTAS, I like to put my views as the little gray castle switch down at the bottom where your thumb sits on the stick. So it's easy. So if I push it up, it'll go back to the main view. If I push back, it'll go to the F2 view. If I push left, it'll go to the flyby view. Push right, it'll go to the arcade view, and then vice. It's pretty simple and straightforward there.
All right, so let me do that right now. So I know the hot switch you're talking about, where your thumb goes down below. So if I wanted to switch that to, let's do that now. Would I do that in adjust controls? No.
It's under views.
How do you go to views? Options? No. Adjust controls and then views?
If you go under that main control panel, you can actually click the button on your keyboard and it will jump to that view. As long as you're under all.
Adjust controls. I'm under all, and I'm just hitting that hat switch, and you're saying...
No. You got to hit the keyboard command. So if you go under that and then hit F2, it'll jump down to that control you want to bind.
Oh.
And then you can assign it to
handy.
the joystick.
That is handy. I like that. Okay, I'm going to go over to the joystick, and I'm going to have that be my main view. Well, I think pushing forward should be my main view. What do you have your forward as? I like
cockpit. I have the rear as my aircraft view.
I'm going to try that. And then... Oh, wait. F2 is aircraft view. Sorry. So you did that as back, right?
Yep.
Yeah, back. And then which one? Okay, so if I do F1, that's cockpit view, joystick, that one, and then hit OK. Oh, yeah. And then which one is called flyby, which is F what?
F3.
F3. F3. Is that your right or your left? Your flyby.
I do it as my left because it's more natural for me. The right one seems to take a little more strain on my thumb, so I'd use that one as F4 as the chase.
And then what do you use for your right is F4 chase arcade view?
Yep.
For all the people that are in the DCS, they're like, this is so remedial. But you got to understand, I don't know. I can switch between the outside and the inside.
And for me, I like to do a lot of carrier landings. So personally, for me, I took that not carrier land, but like that middle push down button. I like to set that one as the free camera, but that's a whole different story. So I wouldn't recommend setting that.
All right, I'm not going to set that right now, but I love that outside view. Now, can I set it up so I can use my hat switch up somewhere to change to pan around?
You can.
Okay.
And that is under mostly under your a little bit above that area. So it's under your num. What I do for that one is I set that as the little hat switch that is on my throttle, because it's where your thumb is naturally sitting and your index finger sitting, so you can kind of control it a little bit easier. But like I said, I mostly use a track IR system, so it's kind of negates itself.
Yeah.
But in your situation, that would probably be the best, because that way it allows you to control the views a little bit easier with you not having the track IRs.
All right, so I just want to, I want to, okay, so I use my below the trim hat switch on the joystick. There's a hat switch below that, black. I don't know what that one's called, but it's I use that for my pan around, so I kind of want to make that my pan around. How would I set that?
Say it again.
So, if I want to if I want to do that circle pan around, right or left, up or down, that's what you do with the hat switch on the throttle, right?
Correct. I use that little point of
All
view
right, let's
hat on
assume
that.
that I want to mimic that. What's that called? What command's that called?
View up, down, left, and right. That's literally what they are. So if you click one of the numpads on your keyboard, it should jump right to it. Like 4,
Yep.
5,
Okay. Yep.
6. It should put you right.
Okay, so view up, left, slow, view right, slow, view up. Okay, up, left, up, right. So view left. All right, so if I go there and I go here and I assign this for view left, will that just keep going left? View left?
Yeah, it's like a pan.
Okay, and then view right. And maybe I want to do view left slow though, instead of fast. I'll try the right.
I do mine as the view left and right is slow, but the up and down I do it as the regular, because you really don't move up and down a lot as much than you would with your left and right, because your left and right you can fly back and forth easily. But I would take that center nipple button on that right next to it, where your middle finger fits, and that should be your center button, so you can come back to center real quick.
Oh, I'm not using the one that's on the throttle. I'm using the one on the stick, so I don't have that nipple. I just said. Where's view down?
I would go ahead and set the. I would set that red button then, as for the center, the view center, or you can use like the trigger, because you don't have any guns in the TF-51.
I want the lower pinky button for the center.
Whatever you're comfortable with.
Yeah.
Really,
so I was able to set the view up, but I can't see a view down. Oh, there it is. It just had to scroll up. Sorry. Yep, my bad. Okay, view down. I may need to reverse those. Okay, so now we're going to go outside view. Oh yeah, that's very fast. Yeah, I'm going to have to switch it to this low because it's too fast. There's up. There's down. Oh, the right is working, but the left's not working. All right, adjust controls. View left on the HOTAS. This one. Yeah, view left slow. That's better. Sorry, view. And then I'm going to clear the view right. And I'm going to clear the view left. And I want view left slow, and I want view left or view right slow to be that one. And then I want the up as clear that, and I want view up slow is that one. And then view down slow is that. No, oops. Yeah, there we go. That's view up slow. Yeah, that's good. Oh yeah, that gives me the X-plane feel. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Thank you for your patience. A lot more
comfortable.
Oh yeah. And then the other thing is F1. I need to do adjust controls F1. I want another button on my joystick. I want that to be that one. Oh yeah. All right, so let's test this. So oh yeah. Oh. Yep. Okay. I still don't know how to take off. I'm assuming I'm going to crash again, but
I got to switch over to mobile because I'm going to have to step out of the car, but I'm going to switch over to Discord on here, and then I'll be on Twitch still. So.
Okay. Thank you. I forgot how to do the flyby. Oh, it was this one. How can I get the gear up? Oh, I got off the ground. I'm so excited. Is G not the gear? Oh, feels a little bit slow here. Yeah, I'm going to need to bring up the gear somehow. Thank you. I just need to get the gear up. Oh, the gear did go up? Oh yeah. Oh, it did. Okay, was it? It was G then. All right. So flaps and trim now. Okay. Like a kid in a candy store. You're not kidding. I feel pretty good. I feel pretty good right now. I just giggled. I just squeaked. Okay, I really just squeaked. Feels good. JT Kerr, it really does look good, yeah. All right, so I need to set up my little hat switchy switch thingy here, so I can look. Oh, I can look over that way. Yes. Yes. Okay. Yeah, I can see how Track IR is really. Yeah, Track IR is really going to need to come into play here. That's a little bit. I wonder if that's still on fast, probably, or slow. Interesting how that doesn't recenter. Ooh, there's a chase view. I live in overspeed. I am going pretty fast, huh? Get your RPM in the green. Alright. RPM in the green. Thank you. The water looks amazing. Wait till I get that F-18. Yeah, you're not kidding. Alright, can I do a maneuver? F-14 or bust. Alright, I need to bring the manifold pressure into the green as well, huh? So have you shot anybody down? Now I've only killed myself. The sound of other players flying overhead. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. Hey, can I do smoke puff clouds to say, how do I land the plane? Right, Josh? Oh wow, there's a lot of count. Oh, whoa, whoa. Whoa. That's a dizzying look and feel. Someone flying DCS with enthusiasm for the first time. You can be my wingman anytime. Thank you, Bam. I will admit, I was kind of excited when I got off the ground. I'm so used to X-plane camera controls, though. Yeah. Yeah, track IR's got to come in. All right, what's my landing speed? I feel like my trim's off a bit. Oh, that's nice. Oh, look at that water. I assume I put in a little bit of flaps here. I need to retrim. Rock'em sock'em. I know, DCS world. It's a whole new world. Alright, I need to add a little power here because it feels a little. There we go. I guess I should use them rudder pedals, huh? I think we got about a 20% chance of surviving this landing. It's definitely a bounce situation, but whoa, whoa, whoa. Don't get too cocky. Go ahead, just woo! How much damage was that? How much did that cost me? Well, we did get down. Yeah, the clouds up there look good. I will say that down here they look a little static right now, but up there they looked pretty good. That looked better than your first. Yeah, we did land. We just didn't get out of the plane before we caused, massive cost to the damage. Oh, the light's on. Prop flex, yeah, prop flex. Okay, so I guess the key here is that let's hook up some DCS casual flying. Got another prominent YouTube streamer as your wingman. Oh, that would be awesome. That would be way fun. Yeah, skid marks are a nice touch. Oh, are those my skid marks? I do like that. Ah, now I got a whole new sim to play with.